Again tonight with team coverage. Shooting spree suspect 32-year-old Alvin Watts and 19-year-old Jacob England are in custody less than 24 hours after a multi-task force was formed to hunt them down. The task force is giving us more information tonight about how they were able to catch up with both of those suspects. 2 News reporter Brandon Richard is live in front of police headquarters with all the details. Brandon.
Well, Marla, 30 investigators were assigned to this case. They were divided up into 2 teams. One team was in charge of doing all the research. The other team was on the ground pounding the pavement. Now, that certainly helped a lot, but ultimately it was a tip through the police hotline that led to the capture of the 2 suspects. In fact, authorities say they received several Crime Stopper tips that gave them the names, of both suspects, roommates Jake England and Alvin Watts. Now, undercover officers were able to position themselves at a home in Tulsa where they believed both men would show up. Of course, they eventually did and were arrested. Now, both suspects are being charged with multiple counts of first-degree murder and shooting with intent to kill.
We were desperate for leads, and that's why we made some very, very pointed requests of our community to come forward, and they did.
Now, in addition, Osage County deputies were able to locate that white truck we've been talking about. Authorities were also able to recover 1 weapon. Police aren't saying if the suspects are cooperating. They say even though they have both suspects in custody, it's still very early on in the investigation as they try to piece together what happened. The FBI also says it's still too early to determine whether or not this was a hate crime. We're live in downtown Tulsa. Brandon Richard, 2 News works for you.
Thank you, Brandon. And as police investigate a motive, a series of Facebook posts could explain what one alleged suspect was thinking that day. Jacob England's father, 47-year-old Carl England, was shot and killed during an argument at the Comanche Park Apartments back in April of 2010. Almost 2 years to the day of when the recent shootings happened. Back in April of 2010, the alleged gunman was Pernell Johnson, a 38-year-old African-American man. For that reason, the NAACP has questioned whether Friday's shootings were a hate crime. In a Facebook post, Jacob England writes about how it's been hard since his dad's been gone. He says, "Today is 2 years that my dad has been gone and shot. It's hard not to go off. I'm gone in the head."